I'm John Davis, and I'm your MC for this afternoon. And just like to say that I'm very pleased to be hosting the third of these Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremonies in the beautiful Port Hawkesbury Civic Centre, which is really the focal point of the community for social and sport events. And it's really the place where we take the opportunity to honor Port Hawkesbury's sports heritage. Thank you for coming out, and I'm going to call on His Worship Mayor Billy Joe McLean to do the official greetings and welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I must say, we never expected as many people as today. Even last year, though, we didn't expect as many people, and it's grown since then. And I must say, I give full marks to John Davis and his committee of Roy Sturmey and
Roy Dobson, Paula Davis, and Terry McDonald.
And Terry McDonald. They've been working quite a while on this. I wanted to point out that we didn't play any politics. We picked what we felt were the best athletes of the century. And we're doing that every second year, and this is our third, I think, occasion. Before I begin, though, I think we do have some town councillors here. I saw Trevor Woodrow, our deputy mayor, to my left, and I was Joe Janiga and his wife Carolyn. There's Joe. Where does a person really begin when you have an event such as this? Because the people that we are honoring here today are people that have the respect of the community, not only for the endeavors of athleticism, but as citizens of this area. In the fact that they have raised families here, and it's many, many years ago for some, and many, many years ago for others, and reasons for the balance. But today, we have a very astute group that I'm very proud to say, from the time I was a young boy, have been friends of mine. I will touch for a moment, if I may, on the McCully family, who lived just below me on Philpott Street, and he was known as Toots McCully, and he raised, where's Merla? A family of five? Four. In fact, Dr. Bernie, my brother, used to date Busy when he was 16 years old, and they were great neighbors and great friends. And Toots, as a young boy, we didn't have televisions or those games to play in those days. We lived on the ball field, and we looked up to the athletes of the day. And Toots McCully was one of the most admired and respected athletes ever that came out of Port Hawkesbury as a catcher. And they say he could have gone pro anytime he wanted. So we're here today for the McCully family. Martha Macdonald, who has devoted her life to figure skating and teaching of figure skating. And she is the lady of the four groups. And Martha and her husband are here. Martha, do I see where? Right here, and Kenny. And again, they're from the Port Hastings area, but have been very, very involved in this community since they moved to Port Hawkesbury many years ago. So, Lenny McDonald, Lenny played shortstop, third base, second base, wherever you wanted them to play. I played first base when they'd allow me. And, but we had a great group of guys that played and raked the ball field. And I remember we were that young, I remember going home to my mother one time and saying, Mom, where do we run out of rocks? Because it just seems the more we raked, the more rocks showed up. We had no wheelbarrow, and I know we dumped more wheelbarrows of rocks down over left field because there was quite a hole there for many years. But the dedication of that team to go and to work at that ball field for days in preparation, and then we limed the field and limed the bases, and we were pretty proud of our efforts. And we had great baseball because of the fact that's all we did. There was really no money around, and we were around collecting money to buy baseball bats and baseballs. But the Macdonald family, Lenny Macdonald's family, Mickey Macdonald should be his grandfather, and I'm trying to remember your mother's first name, Lenny. Anna. We gathered at Lenny's house before a game, and we gathered after the game, and we never ever had a bottle of beer there. Did we, Lenny?
We made punch in the bread pan.
That's right, we did make punch in the bread pan many years ago. But it was the McDonald family, where Lenny was, I call him the guy that brought us all together and kept the team going through bad times and good, and to make sure that everything was prepared and ready. So I am really pleased because I played on the same team as Lenny back in those days. So another family that's been in Port Hawkesbury forever, and I think his sons and daughters are here along with McCully's. I hear in McCully, there's about 10 McCully people here today. Maybe we should get McCully people stand up. Could we see who's here? And since we've done that, Martha?
You'll have to try it.
Stand up. You can.
All the McDonald's?
All the McDonald's. And Lenny McDonald's crew, please stand. And what can I say about the next guy? I happened to be elected to town council way back in 1962. The first visitor I ever had at my house was Gordy, and his first question was, "What are you going to do with the baseball field?" And in fact, they took the baseball field for a school that sat on this property called Reed Street School. And it was really odd at the time because if you're old enough, you remember that a lot of people didn't appreciate people playing baseball on Sunday. So when you went around looking for $2 to buy a baseball bat, you got a sermon. You guys play baseball on Sunday. So to find a new property for baseball was over behind Summit Park, and we acquired that for nothing, but it was a swamp. And between Gordy and myself and others, we had what they called Euclid bulldozers that came in, and I remember there was 2 of them abreast that went down into that swamp, and we lost sight of the bulldozers and the drivers as they pushed it over I'll call it a gully and valley at the end of the field. You'd never be able to do it today with the environmental laws. But we built a really nice ball field eventually, and eventually a few years later I became mayor, and I was always pretty good at getting money. But Gordy was the pitcher, coach, friend, great baseball player. His whole life centered around baseball and nothing else until he met Francis. So I'm going to ask the Embree family to stand, please. And Gordy's family all came down from Moncton, and the final one, of course, is the famous hockey team of 1967. And the reason for them to be celebrated and honored today is not only that it's 50 years since that team skated on the ice of the old arena in behind here, and we had fans numbering 2,000, 2,200 playing St. FX and St. Mary's and Junior A with Moncton. But also the quality of the hockey was just fantastic. We won the Nova Scotian, and then we won the Maritime, and then I had a call one afternoon from a guy named, what's the fellow, Howie Meeker, who was in St. John's, Newfoundland. And he said, "I'm challenging you, my son," he said, "to a 2-game series total goal to play us Newfoundlanders for the Atlantic." And they came over here, and we billeted their players, and we had the honor of meeting Howie Meeker and the coaching staff. And we had guys on our executive, like Red Roddy, a guy named Jim Robinson, Jim Cody, and myself. And I sometimes say to Glenn, we had the most expensive hockey jacket in many years in my closet. Red Roddy will verify that. But it was a tremendous year of association and friendship We had Phil Daglish, who coached the Halifax Junior Canadians. They came in here and coached the Port Hawkesbury team. We had one lucky guy that was supposed to be on the executive that came to Halifax when we hired Phil Daglish. And if he hadn't burned his finger with the cigarette lighter and stayed in the car in absolute pain, he would have been also part of the sharing of the debt at the end of the year. And that was Art Cluett, the bank manager at the Royal Bank. I think he was smarter and he did it deliberately. And here we are today, all of us, for the one purpose, to honor these people and to say thank you, not only for their athletes and the scores of baseball or hockey, but for being great citizens of Port Hawkesbury area, and for the hockey team to join us from all over the Maritimes to represent Cape Breton and Nova Scotia. We thank all of you for being just wonderful people. So I think John Davis is taking a look at me and says, when is this guy going to stop? But I just thought I should touch on each of the inductees today, and if I forgot anybody, I apologize. We see lots of friends out here in the crowd that also were great athletes, like Jerome Mortel, and other people, like I see Mike Brigger here from the Old Town Council. So, John, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.